What's up, y'all? Welcome back to For the Love of the Game. I'm Tim. Thank y'all for tuning in. I want to give a quick disclaimer before I get into this video. The real reason why Jayson Tatum was benched during the Olympics. First and foremost, I love Jayson Tatum just as a fan of basketball, a fanatic of basketball. I feel honored just to say I've been able to watch him play. First and foremost, so let me get that out the way. I love Jayson Tatum. Now, as we all know, the Boston Celtics recently won the NBA championship, but there was a lot of chatter around their path to the championship, them going up against the Mavericks, who really didn't have enough manpower or firepower to keep up with the Celtics ultimately, right? And a lot of people would say because of their style of play and basically the style of play of the NBA today, which is three and no D, right? Even though the Celtics play defense, like they take a lot of threes. Some of their shot selection is questionable, and just the way they played the game. If the Mavericks would have had the manpower and the firepower to keep up, it would have been a different story, right? Cool. Jayson Tatum, from when he first came into the league to, going through all the ups and downs throughout the years with Jaylen Brown to finally winning this NBA championship, right? What are some of the things that Jayson Tatum has been criticized for, right? Untimely threes, poor shot selection, turnovers, right? But because of the way the Celtics are built, how much firepower they have, those flaws can get easily covered, right? It's easy to deal with those flaws when you have so much firepower from 1 through 15 or whatever it is, right? So you win the NBA championship. What they gonna say now, right? Now it's time to go to the Olympic team. LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kawhi while he was there, KD, Booker, everybody's there, right? You got Steve Kerr, head coach. Now, even though he adapted his coaching style to this 3 and D style, the way the game is today, he's still an old school coach. He comes from that those older school principle, that type of cloth of NBA coaches. He comes from that, playing with Mike, Phil Jackson, right? So really principled basketball player, basketball mind, right? So I'm here, just somebody who loves the game, watching the game, and I'm pointing out, okay, he takes a lot of untimely threes, Jayson Tatum. Shot selection is a little shaky sometimes. Turnovers, right? But everybody does that, right? Difference is when LeBron James does it, when Steph Curry does it, you can forgive that because you know they about to come right back down and do something great, right? For some reason, with Jayson Tatum, and this is just my personal opinion from watching them, when those things happen, those turnovers, untimely shots, it just doesn't feel like you can trust, not 100%, like if LeBron James makes a turnover. We see him make plenty of turnovers, plenty of untimely shots, but you have that trust that he's going to come back down, make that right play. And Jayson Tatum, he's done that too, but it just, the trust doesn't, you don't really feel that 100% trust, right? So if this is me, this regular fan of basketball, you got Steve Kerr, cut from that old cloth of basketball, principled basketball, right? Now you got all these superstars here. Now that's what he sees. He sees those untimely threes. He sees the questionable shot selection. He sees the turnovers, and he doesn't feel that trust, right? So when it comes down to giving out playing time or who's going to start, you got to whittle that down. And I feel like those flaws, right? Not even the flaws, because they all have flaws. It's just that feeling of trust that it won't happen again. That you trust is going to come back down and make the right play or make the right shot. That trust not being there is the reason why, along with those flaws, right? Now, personally, I do not agree, emphatically disagree, in fact, with Steve Kerr. He just won an NBA championship. That has to be honored. There's always this discussion about what matters most, an NBA championship or an Olympic gold. He just one of the best players in the league, on the best team in the league, just won the NBA championship. You have to start him. So I emphatically disagree. right? But in Steve Kerr's mind, everybody can't play. So I think that made it a little bit easier for him to say, you know what, I'm going to sit him down. Yeah, you just won an NBA championship, but I don't trust that you're not going to be able to make these mistakes. We got a gold on the line. Like, again, I disagree with that. If the Boston Celtics had enough manpower and firepower to cover those flaws, come on now, Team USA would be able to cover those flaws, first and foremost. No question, right? So Steve Kerr, he took a lot of heat, rightfully so. The man just won an NBA championship. There's no way. So now I think you kind of mess with the integrity of the game, because if we win an NBA championship and the value of an NBA championship is supposed to be so high, I win an NBA championship, but I can't start on an Olympic team. So I understand it. Here's my hope. A lot of players, right, they can't take constructive criticism, right? Or a lot of players, they'll be good or they'll be flawed in certain areas. I gotta be a great offensive player, and throughout his career, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years into his career, he'll hear great offensive player, liability on defense. And they just remain a liability on defense for the remainder of their career. Even though they're great offensively, probably going to the Hall of Fame and all of that, you're still a liability defensively. That's going to carry and go with you throughout your career because you didn't work on it. You didn't improve on it. I hope Jayson Tatum takes this personally in a good way and comes back this year, because let's be honest, those things are true. The timely, untimely threes, questionable shot selection, turnovers. If he comes back and improves those things, the NBA better watch out. So I hope he takes it personally, but in a good way, and comes back and shows everybody what he really deserves, the type of respect he really deserves, right? Again, I emphatically disagree with Steve Kerr, but I do understand. What do you guys think? Did you disagree with Steve Kerr? Do you understand how he could have made that decision to bench Jayson Tatum, even though you disagree? Can you understand? Let me know what y'all think. Thank you for tuning in. See you on the next one. For the love of the game.